What's going on, broskies? My name's Shivoki, and welcome back to another Season 3 God Guide on SMITE. Now, today's guide is on one of my favorite characters in the game. She isn't a god, she is Medusa, the Gorgon. Now, Medusa, to me, has one of the best kits in the game. She has root, she has a stun, great damage, she can stop a percentage of heals, she has a great passive, and even more. I just love playing her, honestly. Now, today, I'll go over my two typical builds I have for Medusa, how to play her, also how to level her abilities, what gods she is good against, and what gods she's bad against, and of course, much more. If this video is helpful in any way at all, please leave the video a thumbs up to show support. It really helps. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and also let me know in the comments down below what god you think should get a guide next. First, let's take a look at Medusa's abilities and passive. Now, Medusa is a slippery little snake, and her passive works so well with her. It's called Sidewinder. Medusa suffers no movement penalty when side strafing, and half of the movement penalty when moving backward. But before I say anything, you guys should probably stop backing up in team fights. Not the best thing. The best option to do is just turn around and move straight, because you move a lot faster when you're facing forward. That's just my opinion, guys. Some people will disagree, but truly try it out. Now, Medusa, this just works so well with her because she's super agile. She can dodge basic attacks, she can dodge abilities. This makes her very strong as a hunter altogether, because if she's in dual lane in Conquest, or she's 1v1ing someone in Joust or Arena, whatever it is, and there's someone fighting her, she has the ability to dodge them a lot easier, to be very boxy, to basically make sure she hits them but they don't hit her. So this is just a really cool passive. It works well with her. Make sure you're constantly dodging abilities, constantly dodging auto attacks, and you'll be one strong fucking ADC. Alright, so Medusa's number one is called Viper Shot, a very strong ability, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I personally level this second because I like to clear on her too, but let's get into it. Medusa shoots out 3 Vipers in rapid succession that poisons the target, dealing damage over time. Now, this is amazing. It also buffs her because it's giving her increased attack speed on these abilities, which is really cool. Now, the damage, guys, starts at 10 and max out to 30 plus 10% of your physical power, so it doesn't hit too hard, but this is the tick damage, and of course, you also have the damage from the shot already, and also it applies crit and other cool stuff, so in the end, it actually hits pretty decently hard. Now, attack speed increase, guys. At max rank, this is an 80% attack speed increase, which is fucking insane. So this can really be something that can help you just burst someone down really quick here. So this is definitely a burst shot. It helps you apply that dot and kill them with the dot damage, but also helps you really burst someone down almost in 3 shots instantly and kill them if you build the right way with crit and all that cool stuff. Now, the mana cost, guys, is 70 and the cooldown is 10 seconds, so they're not a bad cooldown. Of course, you're not really building cooldown reduction on her, but still a very great ability, and I love it. It hits hard, but like I said, I personally level it second. Now, Medusa's number 2 is called Acid Spray, one of my favorite abilities on her. Medusa hurls back and spits out acid that damages the first enemy hit and sprays out acid in a cone behind them. The acid spray will actually explode on statues Medusa has created, which is amazing, guys. Really important, but another thing is it's kind of hard to set this up. I think it's kind of flawed. Now, I've seen some players who are really good at it. Personally, I'm not good at it, honestly, because usually people destroy it on me, so I don't ever have a chance to use it, but I have a few times in Arena, Clash, and Conquest where it's been in a team fight still, maybe around the Gold Fury or around the Fire Giant or whatever it is in a certain lane, and I'll see it there and I'll pop it up, pop a spray on it, and of course it'll explode, which is really cool. So just keep that in mind, guys. It does have that feature on it, but then again, it's not something that you'll be using very often. Now, the damage on this guy starts at 90 and it maxes out to 270 plus 70% of your physical power, which is honestly fucking insane. It's a lot of damage, it hits hard, and it's overall a really good lane clear. This is why I personally level this first, because it hits hard, it has the ability to really have a great poke as well. You hit a minion, and it splashes back and hits 2 gods in lane and dual lane, and it does some pretty good damage to them, honestly. You're gonna be hitting pretty hard with this really quick. So the range, guys, is 40, and the mana cost starts at 70 and max out at 90 with a cooldown of 14 seconds. So it has a pretty long cooldown, but then again, you also keep in mind, you also have your Viper Shot, you also have your Lacerate, and you also have basic attacks all together. Now, Medusa's number 3 is just fucking badass. It's called Lacerate. Medusa quickly slithers forward, grabbing and slashing the first enemy god she encounters. The slash leaves the enemy god reeling in pain, reducing their healing for a short amount of time. Now, this ability is just fucking awesome. Now, there are definitely ways you can level this first because it has a great reduction of healing, guys. But personally, I don't. I level it last. But the healing reduction, guys, it starts at 10% and it maxes out at 50% healing reduction for 3 seconds, which is a lot, guys. It's really good. This ability is seriously just meant for bursting someone down. If there's a raw or someone getting healing, all you need to do is just grab onto them, pop your one, hit them in the face a couple times, and then spit on them and they're fucking dead. This is just a really strong burst ability. She is meant to burst someone down really easily, to focus targets down, to help focus anybody down. with the Lacerate, it's a really, really quick dash. It grabs them and fucks them up, and it's really, honestly, for me, it's really easy to land. Now, the damage, guys, starts at 80 and maxes out at 240 plus 80% of your physical power, so it actually hits fucking hard. Late game, this will hit really hard. It will help you finish somebody off. It will help you initialize a fight. Whatever the situation is, it completely changes the tide of a fight really easily because his ability is just so badass. Now, lastly, my friends, is Medusa's ultimate. It has one of the coolest descriptions of any ability in the game, in my opinion. It's called Petrified. Medusa removes her mask, revealing her true face, delivering a powerful blast from her horrifying Gorgon gaze. Enemies take damage and are stunned if they are looking at Medusa. Enemies not looking at Medusa take half the damage and are slowed. And enemy gods who are killed during Medusa's gaze will turn to a stone statue and remain behind as a reminder to others. Fucking badass. She's like, hey bro, I just killed your friend and there's his dead stone body. Pretty cool, just saying. Now the damage, guys, starts at 300 and maxes out at 700 damage plus 100% of your physical power. If they're not looking, of course, it's half of that damage, but it's still 100% of the physical power. Keep that in mind. Now the stun, guys, is a 2-second stun if they're looking at you. The movement speed slow is 20% early game and 40% at late game if they're not looking at you. So if they're not looking at you, you slow them 3 seconds for a max of 40%. Not bad. It's a pretty fucking awesome slow with a huge range, guys. A 70 range, very long range. Keep that in mind. It can span the entire side of a whole lane, not the entire lane, the side of a lane. Very, very amazing ultimate. Now, mana cost is 100 with a 90-second cooldown, so not a bad cooldown. But my main thing about this ability is please do not blatantly use this ability. It's so bad. I mean, how many times has a Medusa popped her ultimate and you just simply turn around and only take half the damage and a stupid slow? Now, if a Medusa was playing right, you can literally stare at the wall. Believe it or not, if you're in a team fight and you're focusing on the Zeus hurting you and an Odin jumping in the air and a Serket fucking you up, the last thing you realize is Medusa staring at a wall. If you stare at a wall and then the second you pop it, you just turn real quick and pop it on them, the whole team's stunned. You'll see multiple times in this video I hide it in walls. Please hide this ultimate in walls. Any good Medusa player will do this. It's so strong, it hits hard, it's a great finisher, it's a great initializer, all that good stuff, and it also is a good comboer. If you have a Kumbo who ults someone in the air or anything like that, or someone stuns somebody and they're facing you, stun them again right after. It's fucking really strong. It's a great combo with her ultimate. I love this ability. It's amazing. Any questions, comments, concerns about her abilities, her passives, please in the comments down below, let me know. Now, if you're not sure how to level Medusa's abilities, this is exactly how you should be doing it, and I'm going to explain to you why. Now, some people level her Viper Shot first. I completely disagree. There are some routes you can go that way. Yes, you have the nice damage, you have the dot damage, cool, all that cool stuff, but where's your lane clear? Where's the actual decent clear? With Golden Bow being gone, she doesn't really have any good clear. Now, Acid Spray is so good for early game. Good clear, good poke at enemy gods, and overall some really good damage. Now, once you hit level 9, you'll be done with Acid Spray. You'll be focused on Viper Shot. And Viper Shot will be your mid game. You'll have, War Tab by Ichival, a lifesteal item, and Chin Size online already, so you'll be hitting really hard, and Viper Shot will help you burst them down a lot easier. You'll have that 80% increase on attack speed once you hit max level on Viper Shot, which will be level 12, and overall, you're just hitting really hard, hitting really fast, and it's going to really benefit well with the attack speed lifesteal build that I have on most cases. Now, of course, after that, it's just snowballing. You're leveling your ultimate, we're hitting harder, you're leveling your Lacerate to hit harder and cancel healing reduction, so overall, this is the best way to go. The main thing, guys, like I said, is the early game lane clear. You're holding a lot of pressure, you're being really strong, no one can fuck with you because you're an acid spraying demon. Now pause right here, take a picture with your phone. This is how you need leveling Medusa all the time. Now this is my typical start. Death's Toll, Boots, Healing Potions 4, and Mana Potions 4 as well. Now, the only time I'll ever change is if I'm jungling. When I jungle, of course, I'll go Boomba's Math into the Death's Toll, and yes, I said jungling. Jungle Medusa is a lot of fun. Sometimes I do it. You guys probably saw certain clips of this video where I actually jungled on her, and you're probably seeing it right now, actually. Crazy, huh? Yep, see that speed buff? Anyway, so it's a very good start, guys. Like I said, the way I level her abilities, it's just really good for having sustain, the early damage on Death's Toll, the movement speed with the boots, and of course, the 4 pots on both sides to basically keep myself in lane as long as possible. Once I get level 10, guys, and I'm hitting that Viper Shot, and I'm getting my abilities really nice leveled up, and of course my items bot, she's gonna be really snowballing hard as shit. About level 9, level 10, I'm gonna be a real scary thing on that map. Now, personally, when I play Medusa, there are 2 builds I use, and that is it. Now, you can go a Transcendence build, which personally is not my style. I prefer either a Heartseeker build or a Death's Toll build, which I will go over, but these are my typical builds. First, we'll start with the Death's Toll, guys. Of course, it starts off with the typical starter, Death's Toll, the boots, and the mana pots and health pots, but the late game build will look like this. It'll be Ward Tablet, Itchable, Soul Eater, Chin Size, Executioner, Malice, and of course, at very late game, you will sell the Itchable for Deathbringer. Now, Itchable is an early game item. It's cheap, it has good penetration, it has good damage, and overall, it's just really meant to get you online early game and help you snowball as an ADC, because ADCs are meant to snowball, guys. You want to get that early game started quick, you want to start doing some decent damage, get some kills online, get some levels online, and then once you get that way, start snowballing downhill, hitting really hard, and then once you get to Malice, you're buying Deathbringer, you're hitting fucking hard with Viper Shot, and it's just overall a really cool build. I love it personally, but honestly, one of my favorites is a Heartseeker build. Now, the Heartseeker build is just so cool, guys. Now, Heartseeker, if you're not sure what it does, once you hit 5 stacks on it and you pop your next ability, for a certain amount of time, you have plus 40 damage on all abilities. It just gives you 40 power, which is amazing. So with her being such a bursty god, or Gorgon, dare I say, this helps her just do a lot of burst damage really quick, especially early game. Now, she has it, she pops Lacerate, she grabs somebody, she spits on them, Viper Shots them, ults them, she has to, they're fucking dead. If they're a mage, if they're a hunter, if they're an assassin, they're usually pretty much dead, if not almost dead, with a little bit of team help. So, a really cool build, but this is how it goes. It goes with Heartseeker, Ward Tablet, Itchable, Soul Eater, Chin Size, Executioner, and of course late game you will sell the Itchable for a situational item, or personally I go Deathbringer because it hits hard, good crit, and like I said, it's just a really good amount of power. So this is what I typically build on her. I would love to hear you guys' typical builds for Medusa, if anything's different, and of course, if it's Transcendence build, I understand what the build is, but this is what I personally recommend for her, and I love Medusa, she's a badass. Now, as a hunter, you don't have really any situational items. Of course, there are a few like Masamune and Brawler's Beast Stick, which are really amazing. Now, Masamune is a great item to build against a really tanky team. If you have maybe a Heartseeker build, you can instead of boots, you can build Masamune, or you can fit it in there somewhere. Instead of Itchable late game, you can build Masamune to help you really take care of those really tanky characters. Maybe there's a lot of warriors, maybe there's a really tanky jungle, whatever the fuck it is, it will really help you. Brawler's Beast Stick, of course, will stop healing, which is a great item to use. Haste of Vitalis is just so good on Medusa. A lot of people build it. I personally love it. I just don't really find a spot for it in my build. Now, you can build it. It's definitely a great item. Now, Odysseus build works so well with her, and it works so well with actually a Haste of Vitalis build because it's really good AoE damage on, of course, the item. And then, of course, you have some penetration items in case you need them, but honestly, there's not really any situational items minus the first 2, Masamune and Brawler's Beat Stick. Now, lastly, guys, when it comes to gods, she's good against and she's bad against. I would say the only 2 she's bad against is Apollo and Susanoo. Personally, Apollo can mez any fucking thing she can do. It's really annoying. Now, personally, if I'm playing ADC and I see a Medusa picked on the other side, I'm probably gonna go Apollo because I can mez out her dash, I can mez out her spit, I can mez out her 1. Overall, it's a really good counter to Medusa. Now, a good Apollo, of course, will take care of her. A bad Apollo might have a problem because Medusa overall is a really good pick. Now, Susanoo is just really annoying. Has the ability to constantly dodge everything, be really annoying, knock her up in the air, stick on her to like fucking glue. Just overall really annoying god. Now, I'm not saying she's necessarily bad against him, but she might have problems with him. Now, god she's good against almost every hunter in the game. Now, she does have a problem with Uller, but overall, she's really strong against Chiron, Neith, Cupid, and Xbalanque. Now, Chiron can basically never hit her. She's so agile, constantly strafing. She can easily dodge Chiron's ground ability, to dodge the basic attacks, dodge the ultimate. Now when it comes to Neith, Medusa can counter Neith's ultimate with her ultimate. If she sees, Medusa, Neith going into her ultimate, she can pop her ultimate and freeze her. Same thing with Cupid. If Cupid pops his ultimate, she can just pop her ultimate and freeze him right inside of his ultimate. So a lot of cool things. And even Xbalanque, if Xbalanque is really cocky, he has an increased attack range on his basic attacks. With the ultimate, he's going ham. She can't see. She just turns around real quick and stuns him. And then she's not stunned because, she's in her ultimate, which is a CC immune. So a very, very strong counter, like I said, is Xbalanque, Cupid, Neith, and Chiron. All day long, she kicks their ass. Medusa and Susanoo can be pretty annoying to her. But other than that, guys, that is it for the God Guide. Any questions, comments, concerns, please let me know in the comments down below. Thank you all so much for all the amazing support. Once again, guys, I am doing a SMITE tournament. I said in my last video, it will be a conquest tournament. I said Clash in the video, A lot of people were hitting on it, and I said, you know what, it's probably a good idea not to do Clash. Clash is fun and all, but it's kind of boring, and I think a few other YouTubers have already done a Clash tournament. So personally, I want to do a Conquest tournament. There will be gems involved. I will be making a video down the road, and once again, I want to clear up, there will not be YouTubers involved. YouTubers will not be the ones you're going against. You'll be going against other viewers, other subscribers, other broskies, all that cool stuff. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching the video. Leave a like if this helped you at all. Comment down below your personal questions, your tips, your comments, concerns, anything you want to leave about Medusa. Let me know in the comments down below. And once again, guys, you are fucking amazing. I love your faces. Have a good one. And as always, my friends, deuces motherfuckers, deuces.